Alright guys, before we get into today's video, I just want to quickly issue an apology for you guys based on the last video, because I told you guys in the Monster Bass unboxing video that it was a September box. As it turns out, that's not the case. It's actually a summer sampler box. Basically, it's a mixture of the past the June, July, and August boxes. So I do apologize about that. I genuinely thought it was a September box, but I was actually warned beforehand that it might be the summer sampler box, but I don't know. I made a mistake. I'm sorry, guys. But overall, it does seem like you guys are enjoying that video. So, with that being said, guys, let's continue with today's video. What's going on, guys? Casual Fishing here, bringing you another casual fishing video. As I just talked to you guys, I actually had to refilm this intro because my first one I mentioned that I was fishing with a September box, which of course is not true, so I have to refilm this intro 3 days after the fact. So basically, what we did in today's video is my goal coming in was to try to catch a fish on every single bait in the box. Which, spoiler alert, I did not successfully do because the pond I was fishing at and just the weather conditions that day were not very conducive for using all the baits. But I did have some luck on a few of them. So, I do hope you guys enjoy watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the outro. Alright guys, so I'm going to open up with the Bagley 2 to 4 foot diving crankbait. And the reason why is because, you guys might not be able to tell, but I have a pretty stiff southeasterly breeze right now, and all this wind is pushing up against these banks right here. And what I'm going to try to hope for is that all these bait fish and stuff are going to be pushed up against the shoreline, and all the predators, like bass and stuff like that, are going to be going after them. So, I'm going to start with the crankbait, and on the spinning set, I have the Z-Man trick shot, a little finesse minnow thing, or not really minnow, shad thing. So I got some grass. So yeah, that's the game plan for now. Well, of course the plan is to try to catch a fish on every single lure, but we'll see how that happens. Especially with this wind today, I imagine it's going to be rather difficult to catch stuff on the Ned, but we'll see. Here we go. Oh, big. Oh. That was a big fish, guys. I didn't get a hook set on. That's probably a 3 or 4 pounder. All right, gotta keep fishing. Did not get a hook set on that. Here we go. Now we're talking. I actually got a hook set on this one. Alright, not a bad little fish. Oh, look how chunky he is. Hold on, let me get him on hook first before I take a treble hook to the face or hand.
barely hooked. I'm lucky. Only reason I even caught him probably set the hook on him. But chunky little dude, especially for the time of year. It is late summer going to early fall. Good hit, good fight. First fish, there we go. That water's warm. All right, so second hit on this Bagley crankbait. That's a good sign. It's actually, speaking of signs, that's definitely a sign of fall. I mean, it certainly doesn't feel like fall. It's like 95 degrees outside, but which sucks. But you know, it is how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna keep throwing this though. Second hit on it. Head I've had on it. Skunks off the bank, boys. Feels good. There we go. A little scarier than the last one, but I'll take it. Well, so that bite was definitely not different than the last two that I had, because the last two were kind of out in the middle of the water. Well, that one was basically right at my feet. That's interesting. And yeah, I'm still pretty salty about missing that big fish. And also, I'm keeping my voice down because I'm in the middle of a bunch of apartments and I don't want to bother people, so I'm going to keep my voice down. I should probably mention the other baits in the box, like the Ned rig and the jig. I don't really know if I'm able to fish those because this pond's extremely grassy. Be very difficult to fish with those. I might try it. I might try the Ned rig just to try it, but it always seems like the moving baits are the way to go. I'm also seeing lots of activity on top, lots of busts. I'm feeling about to whip out the top water here pretty soon. What time is it? Yeah, I think in about 30 minutes or so, I'll probably put the crankbait on the spinning rod and then the top water in this. We'll go with that. I just don't really know if the finesse is really going to work today. Alright, so made a bit of a power play here. Decided to put on the MONSTERBASS popper, which I've heard a lot of good things about. Have that on the bait cast. On the spinning set, I have the Bagley crankbait I've caught those fish on already. So, going for a full moving bite only right now, and looks like I have another freaking bird's nest because I suck today, or not just say I suck in general. But moving bait stuff have been the deal today. I mean, when I was retying this freaking thing, I heard like 2 or 3 different fish bust, so I'm definitely thinking this top water. I think this top water should work pretty well. Got something. Oh, it's, you know it's being a monster when you're freaking dragging on top of the water. There we go. There we go. Oh, you wanted it. I think you definitely wanted it. Pliers, yeah. That's fish number 3 tonight with this freaking this crankbait. So I remember telling you guys, I really do like these Bagley crankbaits. Had a lot of luck with them before in the past. Do quite suggest them. Oh, definitely a lot of cookie cutter today, but oh jeez. I'll let you figure it out, bud. There you go. Well, it kind of reminds me, because sometimes I'll look back at my footage when I'm editing and stuff, and it's like, I just realize, like, man, I'm terrible at freaking handling fish. Like, terrible at handling fish. Something to work on. Well, it's fish number 3 today. I'd really like to catch a freaking good one. Really still mad about the fish I missed earlier. That was a good fish. That was at least a 3-pounder. But not much you can do in that situation. Just gotta keep fishing. Still not gonna catch anything just by sitting here sulking. Just gotta keep fishing. Because I'm not gonna catch any fish sitting here sorry for myself. Gotta keep going. Alright, I got about 5 to 10 minutes of daylight left. I'm gonna give it one last hurrah at the spot where I missed that 3 to 4 pounder. I'm gonna keep throwing the old Bagley crankbait. I'm not gonna throw the top water anymore because I don't really know how true this is, but I've always heard, and I've kind of feel like this is true. But if you don't get a bite on something from the first like 10 to 15 casts or so on it, then you should probably not bother throwing it. I don't know what you guys think about that. I kind of agree with it, but I'm sure it's kind of a generalization. Yeah, I feel like fishing is just full of generalizations. Or just life in general. Nothing's black and white. Everything's complicated and nuanced. There we go. Another dinker, I think. Not a dink, but not a big one. Look at him. You know it's a monster when this happens. Oh, yeah. Well, they're kind of a pudgy one. Definitely pretty healthy for a late summer, early fall bass. It's that time of year when fish start feeding again. Alright, little dude. Thanks for playing. Is that fish number... is that 4 or 5? I don't even remember. I think it's 4. Hammered. Hit it pretty good, though. Once again, I just realized I didn't really set the hook on that. I mean, it kind of did towards the end, which probably helped, but I think I learned my lesson after losing that big bass. It's also, once again, I think 3 or 4 out of 4 of my 5 of my fish today have all been out kind of towards the middle of the water. Only one's been at my foot, or within like a foot or two of the shore. I've had 2 bites out within like, I basically hit within like 5 seconds of hitting the water. That's definitely been interesting. That's a few observations for you guys. I should probably apologize for not talking very much in this video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still pretty bummed about missing that big fish. I know I keep saying I just gotta move on, but no, it's kinda hard to move on from that. That was a video making fish. Now granted, as one of my subscribers, I think, or someone commented on one of my past videos, they told me like, hey, just focus on having fun. and the good content will come from there. Don't worry about forcing it or something along those lines. And I fully agree with what you said. I just definitely feel pressure to get the best content out as possible.
Alright, so I'll wrap up for today, guys. Once again, having to redo the outro as well, because in the original outro, I mentioned that was a September box, which again is not simply true. It's a summer sampler box. I'm not going to get into that again. But overall, wasn't really able to use all the baits in the box, like I said, in the video and in the intro. And I do plan on trying them out again in the future. But we'll have to see, because the weather this week's really not looking very good for fishing. It's going to be very windy all week, and when it's not going to be windy, it's going to be raining, and whenever it's the weather's actually decent, I'm going to be busy. So we'll see if I'm even go fishing at all this week. So we'll see about that. But going back to the events of the other day, I kind of want to address the fact that I wasn't very talkative in that video, and honestly, the reason why is because I was just upset with myself about losing that big fish. And I know I was just like, alright, in the video I was like, alright, I gotta just get over it, but I never really did. So that definitely affected my performance as a YouTuber and like a commentator during that video, so I do have to apologize. So when I go fishing next time, I'm definitely going to try not to let myself get too down on myself. So these videos aren't too bad. I think the reason why I was so upset with myself was the fact that it was just a very preventable mistake. You know, it was just like, you know, if I would have actually set the hook on it, I probably would have caught it. And you would think maybe I would have learned from a mistake, but I really didn't, especially on those last two fish. I really never set the hook, so I don't know. But the one thing about making mistakes is that sometimes making mistakes are the best way to learn, and hopefully this won't happen again in the future. We'll see though. Anyways, really like the Bagley crankbait. That caught a lot of fish, and I'm looking forward to trying out some other baits. Like I said in the video, not the most conducive day for Ned rigs, and like the pond was way too grassy for jigs and Ned rigs as well. Anyways, gonna try them again in the near future. Not too sure when I'm gonna fish in, as I already mentioned, because of a variety of reasons, but I'll get out there when I can. So with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video, and you guys know the drill. Keep it casual, folks.